Welcome graders, Miss Diorio here from Citizenship Academy, and we are on lesson 9 of module 8 today. We're flying through. Today you're going to want some paper or something to write with so we can do our application problem and so we can draw some shapes. So today we are going to be partitioning or breaking down or dividing circles and rectangles into equal parts and describing those parts as halves, thirds, or fourths. Remember, to be a half, a third, or a fourth, it has to be equal parts. All right, so what we're going to start with is some fluency practice. I'm going to give you a number of ones, and I want you to tell me the largest units that can be made. So for example, if I give you 12 ones, you're going to tell me how many tens, how many ones that can be made with that. Ready? So 12 ones, this is an easy one. How many tens, how many ones? Good. 1 10, 2 ones. Awesome. What about 29 ones? How many tens, how many ones? 2 tens, 9 ones. Awesome job. Keep it going. 58 ones. How many tens? How many ones? Nice job. You guys are awesome. This one's a little bit trickier. 100 ones. How many tens will be in that number? Nice job. Can't trick you. 10 tens equals 100 or 100 ones. All right. 130 ones. How many tens? Don't tell me the number of hundreds. Tell me the number of tens. Give you a hint. It's not going to be 3. We want it a little bit higher than that. In 130, there are 13 tens. If we count by 10 13 times, we will get to 130. Okay? All right, try this one. 148 ones. We want the number of tens and the number of ones. Don't tell me the number of hundreds. I don't want that. I want the number of tens and the number of ones. 148 ones. How many tens in that number? Good. 14 tens. Awesome job. And then how many ones? 8. Great work. All right, same thing with this one. Don't tell me the number of hundreds. I don't want to know it. How many tens, how many ones in the number 254? Give you a little sneak peek. How many tens? 25. Nice job. 25 tens would be 200s, 5 tens, but we're only talking in tens, so it's going to be 25 tens and 4 ones. Good work. All right, let's take out your paper, whiteboard, whatever you have. Let's solve our application problem. So our application problem today says, Mr. Thompson's class raised $96 for a field trip. So I'm going to write that number down so I don't forget it. $96 for a field trip. They need to raise a total of $120. A total of $120. How much more money do they need to raise their goal? So they have 96. We don't know how much more they need to get to 120. So we know their total. We know what they have. We need to figure out what they need. I would love for you to pause and solve this application problem and whatever strategy works best for you. Come back when you're ready and we'll go over it. Ready? All right. So it's going to end up being 24. It should have said 120 minus 96 instead of 120 minus 94, but that's okay. And then we end up with 24. To do that, we know that we need 4 more here to get to 100, and then we need 4 more to get to the 120. We need 20 more to get to the 120. 20 plus 4 equals 24, and we get $24. All right, keep that 24 in your brain. Keep all these numbers in your brain. Mr. Thompson's class raised $96 for the field trip. They need to raise a total of $120. If they raised $86 more, how much extra money will they have? So we know that they needed $24 to get to their total, right? However, they raised $86, right? How much extra money are they going to have because they raised $86? This is what they needed. This is what they got to. Pause and solve. Ready? All right, let's go over it. So one way to do this would be to solve 96 plus 86 is going to give you, to tell you how much they got all together, that's going to give you 182. So they only needed $120, so we're going to take the 182 minus the 120 and gives us 62. Another way to do that would be to take the 86 and subtract the 24. Same idea. You would still get the $62. Whatever way you solved it, either way, you're going to come up with $62 extra. What do you think they're going to use that $62 for? It's a lot of money. Hope they raise it for a good cause. Give it to a good cause. All right, let's get into our shapes. I would love for you to draw this shape on your paper. Draw me a rectangle. Now remember, rectangles have 4 straight sides and 4 square corners. The sides do not need to be the same length. 2 of them need to be parallel, and these 2 need to be parallel. Parallel, parallel. Remember, parallel, they don't ever touch. Don't ever touch. And we have those square corners, but the length of the sides does not matter. So go ahead and draw me a rectangle. Okay, now I'd love for you to divide your rectangle into halves. I'm not going to tell you how. Got it? All right, there's your rectangle, 4 square corners. Each square corner is a right angle. Good. There are 2 different ways you could have done that. So you could have done it straight down the middle like that. Thumbs up if you did it that way. Good. Another way to do it would be diagonal. Thumbs up if you did it that way. Either way, we folded them differently. You might have crossed them off differently, but either case, we have 2 equal parts, 2 equal halves. Each side of this rectangle, whether they made squares or whether your halves are triangles, both halves are equal. We partitioned, say that word, partitioned, good, or divided our rectangles into equal shares called halves. Remember, when we have 2 equal shares, that is a half. All right, draw a circle. Good. Now, what I would love for you to do is divide or partition this circle into halves. So your circle can look like that, or your circle can look like this. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. I would love for you to color in half of your circle and then label it for me. On mine, I wrote 1/2 circle. So these 2 parts and these 2 parts on the screen are equal partitions, so they are equal halves, so we can call them halves. Are the 2 parts of this circle equal? Why not? Yeah, the top part is way smaller than the bottom part. Can we call these halves? Can we say the circle is partitioned into halves? We can't, because those are not equal. What about this one? Is this partitioned into 2 halves, 2 equal parts? No, right? Why not? Because it's in 3 different parts, and are those 3 parts equal? Not at all, right? This middle part looks pretty much like a rectangle, and these 2 look like half circles, and they're not even the same size. So this is not going to work. What you're going to do on your exit ticket today, and what this is showing you, is that you're going to choose the shapes that have that are partitioned into 2 equal shares, and only 1 share is shaded. So just like we did with our circle, where only 1/2 was shaded, you're only going to circle the shapes that has 1/2 shaded, and it's equal. So which of these shapes on your screen right now have 2 equal halves, equal shares, and one share is shaded. Very good. Just the first one, those two are two equal shares with one half shaded, and the blue one. Again, two equal shares that are the same size and one part is shaded. These ones are not equal, and this one has 3 parts. That's not 2 parts, so that's not going to fly. What you're going to do on your exit ticket is the same thing. Choose all the shapes that have 2 equal shares with one share shaded. There's a bunch of them. There's going to be more than one for you to choose, so choose all of them that are correctly split in half, correctly partitioned in half with having one part shaded.